Bossing is some of the most challenging content RuneScape has to offer. With enough experience and equipment, you can take down the most difficult enemies in the game. But what happens when we trade the best possible gear for whatever scraps we can find? Let me introduce you to Bossinbound, our boss area only Ironman. The goal is simple: to beat as many bosses as we can using only the items and experience from their areas. I'm not a bossing expert, and like many of us, I've always used gear as a crutch. Now, I want to test my limits and push past them. We're going to find out just what it takes to overcome some of RuneScape's toughest bosses with some of RuneScape's worst equipment. Let's get to it. Our journey begins in the Edgeville dungeon, and we'll be locked down here until we can clear its boss, Obor. This means we can't move on to the next area until we either get a unique drop for the collection log or finish all of Obor's combat achievements. Until then, we're stuck down here. Okay, we've made the account, dropped everything from Tutorial Island, and now we're heading to do the one quest exception: Druidic Ritual. For the rest of the account, I'm only going to be doing quests that are required to unlock a boss, and only if I can get the items needed for the quest in my areas. For the Druidic Ritual quest, though, there are some items that I just won't ever be able to get. Unlocking Herblore is the most common exception for snowflake accounts to make, and for a good reason. Being able to make potions is going to be so important for bossing, and if we can figure out a way to gather all of the items and do all of the crafting in boss areas, then I think it's a pretty fair exception to make. With that out of the way, let's get to the quest. Druidic Ritual is simple. Gather 4 different pieces of meat and plop them into a cauldron. We killed a cow calf for the least amount of XP possible, a chicken just to the north, saved the giant rat for when we're inside the dungeon, and then we got to our first problem: the bear. You see, the bear's level 19, and we're level 3. What I wanted to do was something called flinching. Write this down, this is important. We're going to abuse this. A lot. If you attack an enemy, then move somewhere where they can't reach you, and wait for their health bar to disappear, you can attack them again without taking any damage. It takes a lot longer to kill this way, but for small grinds or one-off kills, it can be a great way to take down higher level enemies early. As long as you can actually deal more damage than they can regenerate. Oh. Huh. I'm gonna gain way too much XP out of my area if I keep this up. I think we put this on hold until we're a higher level. It's time we headed over to Edgeville and checked out our first dungeon. Oh man, this is exciting. Let's see what our first area has in store for us. Okay, this is good. The spiders here at the entrance aren't aggressive, and neither are the giant rats. Speaking of giant rats, we're gonna be killing a lot of these guys, so let's talk about them. The drop table is super simple. They'll always drop bones and raw rat meat. If we can find a way to cook the meat, that'll be a solid source of food for us. They can drop beginner clue scrolls as well, and the rewards from completing all of the steps of the clue could be so good for our account. But there's one problem. None of the possible steps are in boss areas. This means that beginner clues just aren't going to be doable for us. We'll have to find our upgrades somewhere else down here. And we're going to need everyone we can get if we want to stand a chance of taking on Obor. Our first real drop. We should probably bury every bone we ever get. I don't think we're going to have a great way of training prayer down here, and we'll definitely have to if we want to do any bossing. It looks like there are 3 rats in this nook, but some of them are level 6. Are these ones aggressive? They are. All right, level 6 bad. Wait a minute, here's a small rat. This could be huge for training. And there's level 2 strength. His spawn is right here. This is good. We're still naked, so we probably can't kill the giant rats forever, and these guys don't deal any damage. And that's level 3. Yeah, flinching the giant rats is doable, but it's probably gonna be too slow. We're taking a lot of damage from normal combat though, so the plan's gonna be this. We prioritize the giant rats for the bones and the meat, and then kill the small rats when we've taken too much damage and need to recover. Let's start by gaining some strength levels so we can deal more damage. If we can start hitting 2s instead of 1s, that'll be a massive jump forward for us. Level 4 strength. There's our new max hit. And level 5. All right, let's switch to attack for a few levels so we can hit more often. I'm not sure how long it'll be before we get a weapon, but when we do, I want to be able to equip it right away. Levels 2 and 3. Oh, he's not aggressive. But monsters do de-aggro after 10 minutes. I wonder if they're normally aggressive or if they've just de-aggroed. Questions for later. Okay, so I know that at 4 strength you get a new max hit. But that's because you get an invisible +3 boost to whatever stat you're training. So if we train our strength 3 extra levels before switching over to training attack, we should keep our new max hit. Level 6. And there's level 7. Let's see if it works. Yes, we're hitting 2s on accurate. Twice as strong already. This is gonna be easy. Levels 4 and 5 attack. Now we can equip all the steel weapons these rats are gonna drop. 8 and 9 strength. Our first prayer level. It's annoying to pick up and bury all of the bones, but it's gonna be worth it. Prayer might be one of, if not the most important skill for us to train. 10, 11, 12. No way. Our first random event is an XP lamp? This is a good sign. So here's what we're gonna do. We need to be lamping agility. Agility levels will be awesome for restoring our run energy faster, and there are also agility obstacles we're gonna have to get past in order to get to some of the bosses in the future. Deeper in the Edgeville dungeon, we can find monkey bars. And as far as I know, crossing these is going to be our lowest level training method. The problem is this. We need to reach level 15 to get across. XP lamps give 10 times your level in experience. It's pretty rough at level 1, but each level after that will give much more. All in all, we're gonna need 42 lamps, but that's okay. This is a long-term goal. I'm just glad we got started on it so early. All right, let's use this lamp to get our first agility XP. Huh. We're not a member. Just gonna trade this bond over from my main real quick. And that's 10 agility XP and 14 days of membership. Okay, our inventory is full of rat meat, and I think I've figured out what we're gonna do about it. It looks like these skeletons are still unaggressive. I think we might actually just be safe at the entrance. I wonder how far that lasts. Not very. Just gotta get past these zombies. So there's a campfire here that lasts forever. The problem with it is that it's surrounded by aggressive level 28 and 42 hobgoblins. Monsters will usually be aggressive to you until one of two things happen. Either your combat level becomes more than double theirs, or you stay near them for 10 minutes. We can use this to our advantage, but we're gonna need to figure out a way to survive that long. Okay, this looks like it's a safe spot. Let's just stay here as long as we can. They hit for 4? This is bad, this is bad. Double back. They're both stuck. This is good. As long as this guy doesn't attack them, I think we're safe. Oh my god, he just left. This is perfect. Does this work? Well, time for the long run back to the dungeon. All right, here's what we do. We head back to our gravestone, turn on the thick-skin prayer to increase our defense. Okay, we're good. We save the chicken and the beef we need for Druidic ritual. Oh man, is this even possible? Wait, what about this barrel? If he wanders up here, will he be safe spotted too? 5? Wait, was it worth it? Shit. Guys, I think it's time. Let's see if it worked. Yes, here we go. And we burn the first one. I don't think there are any fishing spots down here, so this might be the only way we can train cooking. Brass necklace best in slot fashionscape? All right, we're gonna get 14 strength for a new max hit, and we're gonna go kick that bear. One more to go. And there we go, new max hit. Let's kick a bear. Hey buddy, how you been? And it begins. Are you kidding me?
Dude. The fuck?
Yes, finally. Let's finish this quest. Talk to this guy, start the quest, bring our meat over here. Walk past the guy we need to talk to. All right, let's open up these prison doors and put our meat in this pot. What do you... Walk past the guy we need to talk to? Now we can put our meat in this pot. We've got a lot of rat meat. Can you enchant more than one? No way. And then talk to Cockameeks. Cockameeks? Druidic ritual complete. Now we can start herblore, and we get this little souvenir to take home with us. You know what? No, I'm gonna drop it. Something, something, item from outside a boss area, something, something, account ruined. Home, sweet home. If we're gonna beat Obor, we need to gain a lot more levels. Do we fight these puny rats, or do we move on to the big boys? You know, we probably just kill the level 3 still. Speaking of level 3, one more prayer level until burst of strength. It's meat time. Okay, they're attacking me in this hallway. So it seems like after that gate we just went through, the monsters are going to be aggressive. Oh man, we're already down to 4 HP. Do we use up the meat to gain more? Eat meat, go over here, ugh. All right, 10 minutes, let's do it. We've got this. It's worth it. It's worth it. I think this barrel is our safe spot until we can find something better. Are you kidding? It was perfect. Oh my god, both randoms are XP lamps? What is this? Yes, please. Stay over there. No. So it took us about 20 minutes and we cooked 10 out of 21, but we also used 3 meat to survive. So in the end, we're +7 from that ordeal. Yay. Okay, we've got a problem. Rat meat only heals for 3. So from a full inventory, we're getting 84 hit points worth of food at most. And that's if we're A, not burning any, and B, not using any of our already cooked food to survive long enough to cook more. That's not the case for us, and there's a certain monster deeper in the dungeon that I want to start taking on. So I think our current goal is to figure out a solution to our food problem. And now here are the cooking levels. 5, 6, 7. Back to the rats. Level 4 prayer. Our first DPS prayer has been unlocked. We don't have the levels or the weapon for it to give us a max hit just yet, but I promise this will be so good later. And that's 17 strength. That's a new max hit for accurate. So let's switch back to that and train our attack. There's a special milestone coming up that I'm pretty excited for. Level 10 attack. We can wield black weapons now, but more importantly, look at this. We're over double the combat level of these level 6 giant rats, so they're not aggressive to us anymore. Let's see what our new stats can do against one of these skeletons. We could probably flinch them on these torches. Nice, this'll work. Okay, that was way too slow. A Marintil. It's gonna be a while before we can clean it, but it's probably worth holding on to. Now that we're holding on to something for the foreseeable future, you guys might have noticed that our inventory space is pretty limited. There's no bank down here, so I'm not able to deposit any of my loot. This is where our new best friend comes in. Meet the Thug. He's got a dad bod, and a couple of drops would be really good for the early game. But the main one I'm after here is the looting bag. More on how this works later, but just know that getting one would be an absolute game changer for us. The only problem? Thugs are in the wilderness, where we could be attacked by other players at any time. We'll be risking everything on the account every time we go into the wilderness, but I still think it's worth it. We haven't cooked the food yet, so we're just gonna flinch them and see how it goes. Oh, Iron Med Helm on the first kill. Oh, look at us, dude. Oh my god. We look good. 11 attack. Iron Battle Axe on the third? Battle Axes are usually bad. They're really slow, but we're flinching, so this is actually amazing for us. This is gonna speed it up so much. A Guam on the fourth. Let's talk about herbs. This may be thinking ahead a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we're not gonna have a way to get unicorn horn dust, which we'll eventually need to make anti-poison potions. This is where my secret weapon comes in. Dr. Jekyll. This random event is super unique. Dr. Jekyll asks you for whatever the highest level cleaned herb is in your inventory, and if you give it to him, he trades you a potion. The potions he gives are kind of weird, like they don't really line up with the ones that you can normally make with the herb that you give him, but lucky for us, that's not the case with the Marintil. If we can give Dr. Jekyll one, he'll trade us an anti-poison. So the plan is this. Clean Guam leaves until level 5 ASAP, so that we can clean this Marintil in our inventory. Then, we keep it on us at all times, so that when our MD friend shows up, we can swap it for an anti-poison. Level 12 attack. Level 16 HP, 14 combat, and nature runes. Definitely holding on to these. These bots are making flinching this thug so much more annoying. It turns out there are a ton of these constantly running to the air obelisk deeper in the dungeon. Every time they run past us, the thugs attack them and mess up our safe spot. Maybe we can flinch them up here? It's a little out of the way, so they might not aggro onto the bots. Ugh, this is the weirdest reason to hate bots. An iron bar? What is this drop table? I guess I'll keep it for later? There's no anvil down here, but you never know when an iron bar comes in handy. Rick Turpentine, what's he got for us? Holy shit. We had 8 GP. He just gave us 60 times our cash stack. The bots are actually wasting a lot of our food. Every time we have to re-aggro and reposition a thug, we end up taking damage. I'm not really sure how much longer we can last here. Iron ore? I don't know what we're gonna do with that. We do have these nature runes, but I don't think it's gonna be worth holding on to until we have the mage level for superheat. I guess I'll just keep it for now. All right, well, we don't have enough HP to keep killing the thugs, and we definitely don't have enough HP to survive the hobgoblins. So we're back to the rats. This food situation is becoming a big problem fast, and we really need to find a solution. The Iron Battle Axe is great for flinching, but when fighting normally, it's actually worse than wielding nothing. Faster weapons are king in this game. Because attacking unarmed is faster than using the Battle Axe, our DPS is actually higher if we just punch and kick. This game, man. So I've been thinking about this food problem we've got, and I've come up with a 3-step plan. Step 1, train our defense so that we decrease the amount of HP we lose. Step 2, get better at surviving the 10 minutes to de-aggro the hobgoblins. And step 3, train our cooking level higher so we burn less meat. If we can do this, we should have a lot more food to work with. Well, let's start training that defense. Level 2, 3, 4, and 5 defense. Steel armor unlocked. And 6, and 7. Okay, our HP is full and we have no food to waste. Let's do one more go at the hobgoblins and see what we can cook up. I wonder if there's another place to stand while we de-aggro. This might work. He's trapped, but I feel very exposed. Nope, this ain't it. Wait, this looks really good. If we can keep getting them stuck like this, we might be onto something. That actually worked. Things are looking up. We're gonna lose a lot less HP as we train our defense, and we didn't lose any food that trip. This is how it's gonna be every time from now on, right? Right? Levels 8 and 9 cooking. We cooked 12 out of 21 this time, already way better. All right, I think our rotation is kill rats for meat, de-aggro hobgoblins to cook the meat, kill thugs for experience in the looting bag, and then we go back to the rats when we're out of food. Level 8, 9, 10 defense. Hopefully this means we can take less damage and start killing things normally. More levels, more meat. Ooh, the Freaky Forester. We don't really have any armor, so this could be great fashionscape. Truly, we've ascended. And there's our second DPS prayer. The strength prayers are a lot better than the attack ones usually, but I'm sure we'll find a use for it. 19 strength. That's a new max hit with our battle axe. And there's 20 strength. I'm gonna go ahead and get to 20 attack. I'll do it, I'm not scared. I wonder how many generations of these rats I've killed to get where I'm at today. Well, time to catch up on our defense level. You know, I'm seeing so many bots, and I feel like I need to do my part. I'm gonna clean up the dungeon streets and collect some names. I think this will be a good way to show you just how many bots there are down here.
You some junk account? Yo dude. Boss areas only. So Edge Dungeon is good cause Obor/Brio. V. Oh, that's a cool concept. Got a channel.
Shout out to Leo being the first one to ask about my unhinged behavior flinching thugs off a signpost in the Edgeville dungeon. It's Ludi. Oh my god. We got it. Kill number 22 gives us a looting bag. We're basically playing as an ultimate Ironman right now, so this is massive. For those of you who don't know, a looting bag is basically an extra inventory. Like a normal inventory, it can hold up to 28 items. But unlike a normal inventory, you can't use or withdraw anything you put into it. If you die with a looting bag, it gets deleted and everything inside goes to your gravestone. And that's gonna be the only way we'll be able to use the stuff we store in it. Also, important note, you can only deposit stuff in the wilderness. This is fine for us because level 1 wildy is super easy for us to get to, and I'm sure we'll be able to abuse the hell out of this. I think it's time we start farming the skeletons we tried killing earlier. Skeletons have a strange loot table. Well, there are actually a few different loot tables, and there are a few different leveled skeletons, so that makes sense, right? One for each level of skeleton? Nope. For whatever reason, the skeleton loot tables are assigned based on what gear they have equipped. Skeletons wielding a shield? This drop table. Skeletons with a weapon? Oh, that's this one. Unarmed skeletons? Completely different drop table. Oh, but not the unarmed table, that's obviously the skeleton with a shield. Skeletons without arms are called plain skeletons. And it doesn't stop there. This skeleton has a sword, but doesn't have a head. Surely he's got the same drop table as the other skeleton with a weapon. No, this one's plain too. So, we mostly want to go after the armed skeletons. They're the ones that can drop weapons, namely the iron sword and the iron scimitar. They've also got some other niche drops that could be nice going forward. Okay, this should be good here. Skeletons are weak to crush, so we might as well switch to that. And kill number 1, 2 GP. Wow. 21 strength, 22 strength. This is a tough one, my friend. I earned this. Ooh, an iron axe? I mean, I guess I don't have access to trees, and it's worse than the battle axe for combat, so I don't know how useful this is gonna be. 23 strength? Water runes. Not many things down here can drop them, so this is great. Law runes too. I shouldn't be doing much teleporting, but runes are stackable, so we might as well keep them. Speaking of stackable items, I think I'm gonna start collecting these bronze arrows. I can put them in my ammo pouch, so they're not gonna take up an inventory space, and they might be useful later. 24 strength, it's a new max hit for unarmed. Yes, we finally got the iron sword. This is such a big upgrade. Who cares what our unarmed max hits are? This is so much better. Well, I think there's only one thing we can do now. The amount of meat we've been getting reminds me that college didn't pay for itself. Oh, that is the worst feeling ever. Oh my god! No, what? What are the odds of that? Getting closer. We barely survived this round of hobgoblin tag, but we get 12 cooking out of it. Nice. Another prayer level. 13, 14, 15, 16 defense. I think we're ready for that one NPC I wanted to try. Here they are. Chaos Druids. Chaos Druids are great for any account, but they're invaluable for ours. Not only will they give us all the herbs and vials of water we'll need for herb lore, they're also going to be our source of air and mind runes, which are honestly the main things we're going after right now. Using magic will almost definitely be the best chance we have to kill Obor, so if we can start training it and herb lore here, that'll be a huge step forward. Alright, we've got our defense level up and half an inventory of meat. Let's see what we can do against these guys. I wonder what the flinching situation's like here. Right, damn, they can use magic. If we don't de-aggro these, they'll be a nightmare to flinch. A Harrowlander. We gotta try out our shiny new looting bag and store this for later. 36 airs on only the third Chaos Druid. These guys are incredible. There's our first vial of water. I don't think we'll have a great way to get these, so they're gonna be worth it to hold on to. Also, how cool is it that we're able to get the primary and the secondary ingredients and the vials of water for potions, all without leaving the Edgeville dungeon? 18 defense. I know we just got our fancy new sword, but the battle axe is better for flinching. So the plan is, use the iron sword and our food for the 10 minutes it's gonna take to de-aggro, then switch to the battle axe when we're out of food and need to flinch. 19 defense. It's taken most of our food to de-aggro these guys, which is way more than I was expecting. I think we're gonna have to flinch them, but at least now we know that it's possible to survive long enough to do it. This is a little victory. 20 defense. We still take more damage than I was hoping, but before getting any more defense levels, we're gonna start training strength again. The more damage we can do, the faster we're gonna gain experience, so it should be worth it in the long run. 24 HP and 27 combat. Ooh, a strange fruit. These are really unique. They cure poison and restore run energy. It is an inventory slot though, so I wonder if it's worth holding on to. I'm gonna have to think on that. Nice, that's the second air rune drop. Mind runes are the more important one, but we'll take all the runes we can get. Back to back? Thank you. The mind runes. After 50 kills, we get our first stack. And now, we can start preparing for Obor. So, we've got Chaos Druids on farm now. And even though our food problem isn't solved just yet, I'm gonna count this as a win too. Let's look at what we've accomplished so far. We finished Druidic Ritual and dove into our first area, the Edgeville dungeon. We got some lucky XP lamps and started putting them into agility, and we made some progress towards solving the food problem. We've gained the following levels, got ourselves some solid gear upgrades, and started collecting stackables in our inventory for the future. We still need to find a way around the food shortage, but I've got a few things in mind that we'll be trying out real soon. We still haven't solved the problem, but this is all very much in the spirit of the account. Being limited to an area and having to discover unique ways to overcome the limitation is part of what makes this whole thing fun. And now, we're one step closer to getting a giant key and unlocking this dungeon's boss. If only I knew the grinds that were ahead of us on the road to Obor.